Listen, the problem is, are you currently struggling how to shoot with power, where to be to score more goals? Look, I'm an attacker player. I've been in your position before where you've missed so many chances after chances. Listen, today I'm going to help you fix that problem of yours. We are going to target a lot of things, make it specific to what you will be doing in a game. You know, I have split the session in 4 sections. You will learn a lot of things, so make sure that if this is your first time, subscribe. What we are going to do here is basically the foundation of the game. So we start the practice by being comfortable with the football. So dribble the ball. The area is very tight for a reason. When it comes to shooting, ideally the ball needs to be quite tight to you. I want you to be in that mindset. So when we're warming up, it's also mentally, not just physically. When it comes to shooting as well, it's very important that you're able to use your weak foot. Also, to be able to score more goals, you need to have a good first touch, because the ball could come to you in any weird ways. You need to be able to control the ball to get your shot off at some times. With the warm-up, always include mobility, include dynamic movement as well. Focus on full range of motion. I'm able to use any part of my foot, weak foot, left foot. So here again, we are looking to focus on keeping the ball very tight and close to you. Focus on taking smaller steps with the ball. Go low for more balance and control, and be able to transition your way from left, right. Make it more fluent. Again, when we go into the shooting, that's something that we will be needing to be able to do. Agility is very important when it comes to shooting. It's just a basic and foundation of the game. Moving lateral in any direction that you want to pass through, that's literally it. Now we're going to do it with the football. If you make a mistake like I've just done, you get up, you go again. Now we are going to focus on some few sprints. Change of direction really quick. The reason I'm doing this is because sometimes in a game, for you to get a shot at goal, you will need to sprint the ball, slow down, shoot. Always start off on your toes. Yeah, movement to receive the ball. Could be on a half turn there. That's your man. Sharp burst. The movement makes it harder for defenders to mark you. So if you can constantly keep moving and don't stand still for more than 2 seconds, you could stand 1, 2, then just literally that little movement is the difference with you being onside or offside. So don't stand still. Be in a position where you can see the ball and the goalkeeper. Sometimes goalkeepers, they like to come very high. If you're in a position where you can see play, you're in this position, keepers there, you can see play, you could just make your movement like this curve. You run, you receive the ball, get ping, control, finish. Movement is very important when it comes to shooting. Let's go in there. I will explain to you more about the movement. So everything I've done here was about a good 25 minutes. So that's me done for the warm-up. When you're shooting, let's focus on the technique. You don't want to be in a position where you're rushing your technique, so take your time. So when we are striking a football, ideally we want to hit this part of our foot, and when we're hitting the ball, it's your run up, your distance with the football. You don't want to be too far apart where you are overstretching to shoot a ball. It's important that you always look to activate your hips. Use that motion to generate power. Your landing foot is very important. When you're landing with your foot, strike the ball accordingly. So when we're striking the football, it's important that we pick a target as well. You don't want to be shooting like that. You don't want to be using the front of your foot, this part, just toe poke it. Now, for you to generate more power, you need to have the right contact with the football. So how can we have the contact with the football? It's all to do with the technique, the run up. So for example, let's say the ball is flat. I won't recommend you shooting the ball with it being flat. Again, you are already reducing the amount of power that the ball will have. So can you keep the ball moving? Already, because the ball is moving, there's momentum that will take the ball forward. So now imagine that you strike it with the right technique. And when you are striking the ball with the technique as well, it's important that you don't overstretch. You might miss-kick the ball, or you might not even get the ball accurate where you want it to go. There's no point of you just shooting with power. Try to also have a bit of accuracy. And when you're landing as well, use your arms for balance and control. Naturally as well, you are protecting the ball. It's important that we follow through. So that ball's moving there. You don't want to land awkwardly in a position where you could roll your ankle and get injured. It's important that you are aggressive with your strike. Get low a bit more as well. You do not want to be leaning back. The moment that you're leaning back a bit too much, you will see the ball going up and up and up. It's never coming back. Bye bye. So leaning a bit more forward, that way you're able to keep the ball low. This is one exercise that you can start practicing yourself. Have a lot of balls here, shift it there. For you to be able to score more goals, you need to be comfortable at using your weak foot. If that means practicing extra, then you have to do it. It will make it harder for defenders to mark you. You know, again, it's game intelligence. Let's say that you go up their leg, they'll be like, oh, okay, this guy, his left foot, only left foot, he cannot use his right. They will force you to go on your right foot because you cannot use that. Again, that will reduce amount of goals that you score. So obviously, if they force you there, you make a mistake, you know, it's your performance will be going down. It's also to do with that confidence. Confidence starts with you practicing. So get used at using your weak foot every single time. What you want to also do when you're striking the ball, it's important that you lock your ankles. You don't want to have your ankles flapping about where you find yourself miskicking the ball or kicking the ground. When you're locking your ankles, it forces you to generate more power as well and shoot at the direction that you want to shoot. When you're shooting, can you also tense your core a bit more? Strike the ball with an intention. So let's go again. There. See? And when we're shooting now, can you just focus at hitting the corners? There. Tense your core a bit. Lean forward. Lean forward. Can you focus at hitting the back of the net? Get used to it. On your feet and go. As you can see, whenever I'm shooting now, I'm able to pick different spot where I want the ball to go. At times, you won't always be shooting facing that way. Sometimes you will be forced to turn with the ball to get a shot off. This is why I'm going to be practicing this drill, making it specific and realistic to what you will do in a game. So make sure the ball is moving as well, able to transfer your weight really quick, shifting the ball to shoot. The agility that we're doing earlier, the movement, is because of things like this. So there on your toes, the ball needs to be moving. So you're rolling the ball. When you're rolling the ball, now can you transfer your weight again forward? Don't forget the basic and principle. Your run up, keeping the ball in a distance where you can strike it clean. Your head down, body down. You don't want to be going back. So if you do that, the ball will be going over. So lean in a bit, follow through, lock your ankles, you know, and pick a target. Use your arms for balance and support. Naturally as well, you're protecting the ball. So that distance is very important. You run up as well onto the ball, strike the ball with your laces, you know, that part. So strike it with this part, you know, you don't want to be toe poking it, so that ball needs to be moving. So there, roll it. Can you also look up that quick split second to see where the defender is or the goalkeeper is, so you can pick that side. You don't want to be doing it and the ball's going too far there. You have to sprint about to get a shot. It's a quick, sharp turn, shoot. A tip when it comes to scoring more goals, ideally you want to focus on keeping the ball low. It's harder for goalkeepers to get down to stop a shot, whereas if you're going for like top bins, you know, most time keepers are quite tall, they're more flexible and agile to get up and stop it. So it's harder for a defender to go low to stop a shot. So when you're training, can you focus on shooting the ball really low? And one thing as well, whenever I am shooting low, naturally in the game, if I miskick the ball, because it's a bad kick, I'm already focusing on kicking the ball low, and if that ball is going high up, it goes into the top bins. Whereas if I'm focusing on going top bins, if I miskick it, it just goes up and it's just gone. So I focus on, can I just keep the ball really low? Focusing on drilling the ball low and hard is, again, harder for defenders even as well to mark it. But not only that, it could take a little deflection from a defender and go in. So I always try to focus on just drilling the ball hard, low, with the right technique. So for example, this is a drill that I've set up, and for you to score more goals, it's important that you know your positioning on the field. And whenever most goals are scored inside the box, so if you're an attacker, make sure you're always in the box. That's where you will score your goals, especially wingers. If you're a winger, when the ball's on the one side, can you tuck in, use the line, play onto the last post? So for example, let's say the ball is on the other side, it's about to get crossed in, I am going to find myself about here. So wingers, it's very important that when the ball gets crossed in, make sure that you are inside the box. Ideally, be at the back post opposite to where the ball is being crossed. So just in case, if the striker or the first man is making a movement and he missed the ball, you're in a position where you can go for a tapping, go for a header, you know. So be in a position where you can score goals. Now let's say you made a movement, the ball don't go get played in. There's no point of you standing static. Now can you come back around again to drag the defender out? There's more space there that you can run back in again if the ball get played in behind. There's no point of you making your first run inside, the ball don't get played, you stand still. Now get out, curve your run, drag the defender out, create that space. Now the ball get played in, now you're back in to finish. Most goals that are scored inside the box is either first time or two touch, and then the rest of the goals are outside. Then again, it's also to do with positioning specific. So ideally I want to focus with the front three, striker, winger. So them front three, this is where you're going to score most of your goals. Whereas midfielder could be slightly outside the box. Even midfielders, most time they will score just outside the box. So whenever you are shooting, you're practicing, you're training to shoot, make sure it's inside this area. There's no point of you going further out. It's not really realistic as such in the game. So put yourself in a scenario where it's more likely for you to take a shot, but not only that, you are improving really quickly because you're maximizing your time. And for strikers, for example, make sure you're always running at the front post. You know, for example, now let's say this is me in this position in front of the goal. Depending on where the ball is, I'm always going to bring my run like that, curve slightly to drag the defender with me slightly, knowing that the ball, it depends again where the ball is in the game. So now let's say the ball is about there, like that. I don't know if it's on camera. So now let's say the ball is about there. So that's where I'm going to curve my running, come inside like this. When that ball gets crossed, I'm here to tap it in, or I'm here to tap it in, ideally in the corners. And let's say now the ball gets crossed and I miskicked it, It's the same movement. I miskicked it. I'm just moving back in again to get in a position where I can now sprint again forward to tap it in. So that's all to do with movement. There's so many scenarios that I can tell you about where to be, how to put yourself in a position where you can score goals. I cannot do everything in just one video, so make sure you subscribe. For you to score goals, balls come in the box in awkward ways at times. You need to be agile, so that's what we're doing agility earlier. Also, you want to be able to use different part of your foot. Sometimes you might come in just for like a tapping like this, you know, using the inside of your foot. Sometimes, you know, all those things. Even believe it or not, this season I scored a goal with my knee. The ball literally just came to me where my thigh. I went at that and I scored. It's being able to adjust your body and react really quick. So with shooting, reaction is so important. Make sure that you do work on your reaction from time to time. It's the basic blue, white, red, all those things. Let's say now, for example, the ball's coming in the air. You need to be able to get up to score goals. You need to get up. So this is why it's important what you do at the gym. So parametric training is good for you. Strength training is good for you. So ideally, now, what you can do to generate more power, more muscle strength, what you can do is literally squat. You can do just body squat. You can do 8 of these, 8, then rest for about a good minute, 2 minutes, then repeat it 3 times. And then you could also go into some lunges. There, you know, then rest for about a good 2 minutes, and then do the same thing again. Another one could be lateral hop. That again, it's a different sort of explosive that will help you boost power and strength. Obviously, when you come to shooting as well, you need to have strong legs. So if your legs are strong, you know, it will help you a lot. And yeah, so this is why I do a lot of gym exercise. Again, subscribe. I will try my best to put a lot of content out there that will help you. Yeah, man. So now, this is one thing that I've just set up here. Whenever I'm shooting, I have purposely left one side bigger than the other, because some keepers are very good on one side and others are not that good on the other side. So this is why it's like that. So I want to focus on hitting the corners. You just move the ball right in the corners, there, right in the corners, there, right in the corners. These are drills that you can start doing. There, you drill it low and hard. So that's one of the drill that you can start practicing. So your movement is important. So sprint in the box, slow down, adjust, check. It's also important that you have that communication with your teammate. Communicate. It could be like overlap, coming, drop. Yeah, let me go front, you go back. You know, just the principle of the game. Communication is very important, and the most important thing to score goals and be in a position to score goals is to practice. And one big thing as well is game time. There's no point of you being in a position where you're not playing enough game time. Ultimately, the aim is to play professional football or playing full time. So if you're in a position where you're not getting enough game time, please, I would advise you, from my own experience, find a club where you will be playing football. If you have to drop down a level or 2, then do that. One reason is because all your training, whenever you're playing games, you can see if it's working. If it's not working, then you can adapt your training. So most important, get out there, play plenty of games, practice. Make sure you subscribe. I will see you onto the next video. If this was helpful to you, like it as well. All right, anyways, subscribe.